This is the High School Football America podcast for September the 3rd, 2024. I'm Jeff Fisher. Hope everybody had an outstanding Labor Day holiday weekend as we roll into the month of September for high school football. The High School Football America podcast is brought to you by First Place Spiritwear, the official outfitter of High School Football America and presenter of the great High School Football America podcast. Man, if you don't know about First Place Spiritwear, you better start listening up and doing a little research. I'm talking right now to coaches, booster clubs, athletic directors, anybody involved in getting fan gear together. First Place Spiritwear is reinventing the way schools, teams, families, fans get their fan gear. It's a hassle-free solution that allows coaches to do what they do best, which is coach football. They are the perfect alternative to BSN fan cloth, and let me tell you why. There's several reasons why. The biggest being ordering windows. And you know what I'm talking about. If you're in charge of getting your fan gear, spirit wear, whatever you want to call it, you know about ordering windows with BSN. You don't have that with First Place Spiritwear. I told you, they're reinventing this. You're not going to have to collect money. You're not going to have to store inventory. All that stuff is gone with First Place Spiritwear. It's definitely a hassle-free solution. And as I've been telling everybody, this is not some behemoth company that doesn't care about you. You can talk right to the owners, Mike and Connie Meadows. Yes, Mike is outstanding at getting on the phone. I put a lot of coaches in touch with him and talking about what it is he and Connie have created. And they have created it, and they work it day to day. You are not going to be disappointed in what they give you. Outstanding designs, high-quality products, the brand names like you're used to, Nike, the Adidas, the Champions, all that's there. I mean, you really need to check them out. Now, in addition to all the things I was talking about before, there's some cool stuff. And I should tell you this, and you probably figured it out. It's 100% online. That's why you don't have to collect the money or manage inventory. The stuff is going to ship directly to the person ordering it within days. Stores open 24/7, 365, and I know you're in the fundraising mode, I should say. Mood. I don't know if you're ever in the mood to do fundraising. It's just something you have to do these days. But if you're in the fundraising mode, 10% of all sales go to your fundraising budget. All players, coaches, staff, $10 gift codes, bringing down the overall cost there. And during the off season, they give you all kinds of opportunities to earn more money, up to 50% in some cases with kind of their pop-up sales that they do. And they give you all the marketing material. All you have to do is take their graphics, take their copy, plug it into your email list, and hit send. And then you sit back and you watch the money roll in. If you haven't heard all the good things that they do, I would recommend going back into highschoolfootballamerica.com and listening to the podcast that I did with Mike Meadows, as he will lay this all out for you. Like I said, I've turned a lot of coaches onto him, and they're just thrilled to death when they meet Mike and Connie and what it is they can do for your high school football program. And there's a couple of ways you can get there. You can go to the website, which is firstplacespiritwear.com, and that's just put in the number 1, stplacespiritwear.com, or make it easy on yourself while you're on High School Football America, which is always free, folks. We've been pounding this home. Free content every day, all day. You don't have to sign up. There's no paywalls. It's all there. Just read it. Just click on the banner ad that's located for First Place Spiritwear on every page of highschoolfootballamerica.com. Just like we've been bragging about First Place Spiritwear for over 5 years now, we've been bragging about the fine folks at GameStrat, America's premier sideline instant replay system with outstanding reliability. And right now, I'm telling you, the biggest thing is their customer service and their faster speed than Huddle's sideline. I think we're up over 600, maybe even more at this point, schools that have made the switch to GameStrat for their instant replay on the sidelines. It's incredible what they do. The connection stays strong throughout. The video transfers instantly. There's seamless video controls, video telestration, and play filtering. Setup is so easy, only 10 minutes, and GameStrat has awesome customer service, as I said. I know these guys that created GameStrat, and they're still running it day to day. They will pick up the phone and help you. And I've even heard, and I told this story years ago, how they went to Arizona to help a team that was struggling along. It was the team's problem and it was their fault, but they actually flew out there to help them. You don't hear that from many companies anymore when it comes to customer service. Different plans, priced it right for every coach's budget. And if you mention High School Football America, you'll get a friends and family discount. To get that demo, go to GameStrat.com, or just like First Place Spirit, where click on the GameStrat banner ad located on every page of highschoolfootballamerica.com. Well, as I said, I hope everybody had a fantastic Labor Day weekend. No rest for the weary at High School Football America as we were chugging along throughout the weekend, keeping everybody up to date with that free content, our scoreboards. Man, we had so much traffic on our free scoreboards, and we have a scoreboard for every state. It's powered by ScoreStream, and another record-breaking weekend of traffic to highschoolfootballamerica.com. And Sunday evening, we released the latest High School Football America 300, the national rankings, powered by NFL Play Football. And you can imagine with 50 head-to-head matchups this past weekend that there's a lot of changes, and you can go check those changes at highschoolfootballamerica.com. And one thing that I'm going to tell you right here at the top, we're going to have more on this as the week goes by, but yes, we have not forgotten that this is the big weekend, the weekend that everybody's thinking about, which is the battle between number 1 and number 2, Mater Dei out of Southern California, 4-time High School Football America national champ. They will be hosting number 2, Bishop Gorman, the power out of Nevada. That game is set for Friday night in Southern California in Santa Ana. Gorman having won 27 straight since losing to Mater Dei back on August 26th of 2022. Game will be on Bally Sports out on the West Coast. That's Bally Sports West, and I also believe I saw it on NFHS, on the NFHS network, so you can check it out there. But again, I just wanted to throw that out at the top because I didn't want anybody, listening to this podcast going, hey, does Fisher know that there's a big football game this weekend? Yes, we know there's a big weekend of football coming up, starting with that one, and we will have all kinds of pre-game hype on the website, but what I started talking about was the new High School Football America 300. Now, the top 4 teams, including Mater Dei and Bishop Gorman, held their spots. Now, the reason Mater Dei and Bishop Gorman were fine, they didn't play. But anyway, number 3, St. John Bosco held its spot, and Milton from Georgia held its spot. Now, after that, all kinds of movement because Blanche Ely pulled the upset of the weekend. 1 week after Corner Canyon shocked IMG Academy out of Florida, Blanche Ely shocked Chaminade Madonna, the 3-time reigning state champs from the state of Florida, 35-33 in overtime. You can check out what was a great end to the game. Chaminade Madonna battled back, had a shot to win it with a field goal at the end of regulation, but the field goal was blocked by the Tigers. And then after the Tigers scored first in overtime, they blocked the extra point, giving them the win and moving them into the High School Football America 300, powered by NFL Play Football. At 40, that's the highest ever High School Football America 300 ranking ever for Blanche Ely. Chaminade Madonna tumbles from number 5 to number 41. And here's the amazing thing. Chaminade Madonna could possibly be off to an 0-3 start because this week they have number 25 American Heritage out of Plantation, Florida. So, surprise, surprise, the Lions, who thought after finishing number 2 in the nation last year, thinking they were going to be in the national championship chat, it's really already gone as we go into week 3 of the season. Now, 1 week after upsetting IMG, Corner Canyon, an upset victim itself. CC beaten by former number 139 Lone Peak, 28-21. Lone Peak soars in to the 300 at number 12. Corner Canyon drops to 13 this week. IMG, which will play number 15 Cocoa from Florida this week, sits at number 14. So again, that's a big, big game this week. We've got, Bosco and Mater Dei at the top of the marquee, but right below that is this very interesting public-private duel between IMG and Cocoa. St. Edward of Ohio, 3-time reigning Division I champs, they're they're climbing 7 spots to number 7 this week after knocking off two-time defending Pennsylvania 6A champ St. Joseph Prep. Hawks tumbling 5 spots to number 22. St. Edward in the middle of a run where they will play 4 consecutive defending or reigning, however you want to say it, state champs. Included in there is Massillon, Washington. The Eagles hopped over top of them. Last year they played a great game that was won by 1 point by Massillon, and we'll talk about them as the week goes on and what's going on there because it's a great run for the Eagles. Massillon climbs from 12 to 9 this week. I've heard from some of the Tiger fans not happy, but the algorithm, folks, it takes into consideration what happens on the field this year and strength of schedule this year. Last year doesn't matter anymore. Maryland's Archbishop Spalding, they continue to climb in the HSFA 300 with a 26-10 win over former number 20 DeMatha in a great battle in Maryland. Cavaliers up 13 spots this week to number 17. Also cracking the top 25 this week is Venice from Florida. They're in at 18. The Indians climbing 10 spots after an exciting overtime win over number 107 Northwestern out of Miami, Florida, coached by former NFL quarterback Teddy Bridgewater. Now, Blanche Ely is one of 20 new entrants into the rankings created with our proprietary algorithm. I'll run down them for you here. It's not that long of a list. At 146, Owasso out of Oklahoma. They break in after surprising Bixby, making its first ever appearance in the HSFA 300, Gadsden County out of Florida. Number 175, Brentwood Academy out of Tennessee at 187. The First Academy out of Florida also making its first ever appearance. Roman Catholic from Pennsylvania breaks in at 190. 210, McDonough out of Maryland. 231, Olentangy Liberty of Ohio. 254, Chaminade from New York. Marist from Georgia breaks in at 260. 265, another Georgia team, Blessed Trinity. Lubbock Cooper from Texas comes in at 268. Edmond Santa Fe on a blocked field goal against ranked Jenks. They break in at 271 this week. Plantation makes its first ever appearance in the HSFA 300. The Florida team comes in at 273. LaSalle College High School out of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, 280. Ensworth, under the guidance of Tim Hasselbeck, former NFL quarterback, 282 this week. Cedar Hill, which began the season in the top 300, but fell out, not due to anything other than some teams moved in week 1 while Texas was waiting to start its season. Now the Longhorns back in at 290. Spain Park upsets Hoover, was 232 last week, were the Bucks, and now Spain Park makes its first ever appearance in our top 300 at 295. Groveport Madison from Ohio also makes its first ever appearance in the High School Football America 300, and a team that's had some good success through the years, but last year had a little bit of a tough year, comes back into the national rankings at 299. That's Detroit Martin Luther King, and the reason they come in is they surprise number 299 from last week, Cleveland Heights. Yes, you may know Cleveland Heights from Ohio. That's because that's where the Kelsey brothers, Travis and Jason, played their high school football. Again, High School Football America is free to everyone. No signups, no paywalls. Go to highschoolfootballamerica.com to see the entire top 300. It's all sitting there nice and pretty for you. And you can also listen to past podcasts. Everything is just so nicely lined up for you there, laid out there for you, that you'll enjoy it. High School Football America, we are in the business of high school football for you, the high school football fans. Follow us on our social media platforms. Twitter. Oh, why? I knew I was going to say that. X. We are, the handle there is HSFB America on Instagram and on Facebook. Our handle is High School Football America. Our YouTube channel, follow that. Lots of video up there. We thank you for going to our channel because we're getting a lot more views over the past 3 or 4 weeks, and we're well over. I don't want to say a number because I'm not really sure right now, but it's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of hours of viewing that's been going on over the last several weeks. And our channel there is youtube.com /the High School Football America. So keep up to date with everything that way. And we want to remind you about all of our great sponsors. We talked about all of them at the top or somewhere throughout the podcast. First Place Spirit Wear, reinventing how coaches, booster clubs, school administrators are getting their fan gear. And when I say reinvent, like I said, just listen to the Mike Meadows podcast I did with him several weeks ago. It might be a month or so ago. They've got online stores already up and running for you, 100% online, no more collecting money, managing inventory, none of that. Great alternative to BSN. Order shipped directly to the home in days. They help you with fundraising. They give you discount codes for all the players and coaches to get their stuff. They've got all the brand names. Their quality is second to none. They've got designers that used to work at Fanatics, so it's a Fanatics-like experience. You will not be wrong. I'm not steering you wrong. I'm steering you right now because I've sent a lot of coaches there and they've already made the switch. First Place Spirit Wear, the official outfitter of High School Football America and this podcast, does an incredible job of making your life easier when it comes to fan gear and allowing you to do what you do best, which is coach. And speaking of do what you do best, GameStrat's been doing that for multiple years now, getting you better on the sidelines with their, I call it, and I believe in this, it's the premier sideline instant replay system that is out there. Its reliability is outstanding, and it's got faster speed than Huddle's sideline. Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of coaches have made the switch because I've either introduced you to GameStrat directly, or you've heard about it here on the podcast or read the stories on highschoolfootballamerica.com. They are incredible when it comes to ease of use, 10 minutes to set up. Connection stays strong throughout the game. The video transfers instantly. They've got seamless video controls, video telestration, play filtering. The prices are just priced right, and they'll give you a discount if you mention High School Football America when you're talking to them. They have awesome customer service. That's the one thing that every coach that's made the switch that I've talked to says. They pick up the phone. And I'm going to tell you, I'm being blunt about it, and I'm not speaking out of turn. Huddle does not always call you back. And if you're a coach out there who's been one of multiple people, and I mean multiple, I'm talking hundreds, that haven't gotten that call back, you know what I'm talking about. It's real easy to get a demo. You can go to GameStrat.com, or you can click on the GameStrat banner ad located on every page of highschoolfootballamerica.com. And we're also brought to you by NFL Play Football. Yes, the podcast has been sponsored by the NFL since 2020 when we partnered up. And coaches, you can get a lot of great resources if you go to playfootball.nfl.com. They believe in the coaching profession. All of the NFL teams have their weekly Coach of the Week honors that they hand out, and you can check those out too, all the winners around the NFL, by going to highschoolfootballamerica.com. That's going to do it for today's podcast. You've been listening to the High School Football America podcast. I'm Jeff Fisher.